one peaceful morning, just like any other, in their familiar little house, Lily, the clever young monkey, was lying lazily on her favorite beanbag. Outside, the sky was a bright, endless blue, and white clouds floated softly like cotton. Birds were chirping on the branches, filling the air with cheerful sounds.
Hoa hậu đi ở nhà nhé. Ba ra vườn xíu ha.
Lily's dad had gone out to the garden early.
Bye-bye.
Today was harvest day for his pumpkins and vegetables, the ones he had cared for over the past few weeks. The pumpkins were round and golden, the vegetables fresh and green, smelling of new earth. As he worked, a gentle smile spread across his face. The simple joy of a good day.
Đây là thử thách ngày hôm nay của bạn.
Ai chà, đi gọi mấy thằng đệ mới được.
Thật đấy à?
Các đệ hãy vào đây giúp anh nào.
But suddenly, dark clouds rolled in, and the wind began to howl. Before he could gather his basket of vegetables, heavy rain started to pour. Raindrops fell fast and hard, the trees swaying wildly in the wind. Without a raincoat, Dad had no choice but to run into the small shed by the garden to take shelter. Inside the house, Lily heard the sudden downpour. She looked up from her seat and peered out the window.
Oh my god.
The sky had turned gray, and the rain fell in thick sheets. Her little heart tightened. Dad was still outside. After thinking for a moment, her eyes lit up. Lily jumped off her beanbag and ran to her room. She carefully put on her small raincoat, slipped a hat over her head, and before leaving, grabbed a bigger raincoat for Dad. Even though the rain was still heavy, Lily stepped outside bravely. Her little feet splashed through puddles as she hurried down the muddy village path. The wind tugged at her hat, and raindrops splattered her face. but she clutched the raincoat tightly in her arms, whispering to herself, "I'm coming, Dad." Finally, after what felt like a long journey, Lily reached the small shed.
Thôi,
Dad was sitting inside, watching the rain. When he saw Lily, drenched, holding out a raincoat, he froze for a moment, then smiled. A warm smile brighter than the sun after a storm.
mưa đấy. Ba đang chuẩn bị đồ cho Ly này, thấy không? Này, ba chuẩn bị đồ ăn này, mà mưa quá. May con Ly mang mưa ra không cái được về đấy. Không là chờ đấy, để mà mưa được về nhé. Chờ bạn mưa về cùng nhé. Mưa cảm ơn Ly ha.
He bent down, took the raincoat gently, eyes soft with emotion. "Thank you, my little girl," he said quietly. Lily only smiled back, her eyes sparkling. Thanks to her, Dad could walk home without getting soaked. Together, they headed back under the soft drizzle. Lily's tiny footsteps pattered against the ground as she followed close behind, her raincoat fluttering in the wind.
Vào đây con. Vào đây bỏ mưa này.
When they finally reached home, Dad helped her take off her coat.
Thấy không? Thay đồ không? Đi này con. Vào đây không? Vào đây.
Then dried her carefully with a soft towel.
Thay đồ cho Ly nha, chưa? Lau xong thay đồ cho Ly ha. Cảm ơn Ly nhé. Cái con đồ ra đấy, mưa rồi nay ngồi qua hè. Chẳng có hè. Váy cho con nhé. Được không?
He dressed her in a clean, fragrant dress and smiled.
Đẹp không? Đẹp quá nhỉ? Cái này váy này mặt trời mát thôi nhé. Cái mặt trời mưa là đi ra ngoài nó bẩn lắm. Đừng trong nhà thôi. Thế là đâu đâu đi trong nhà. Wow, đẹp quá ha. Đi ra nó mát đi. Đi mưa là đúng ha. Cái ba kiếm được ít bí đấy, ba cho con đó nha. Bây giờ ba làm cho đi ăn nhá. Đây ra ngoài.
The rain stopped, and the house was filled with golden light from the kitchen. That day, they had a special meal made from the morning's harvest: pumpkin, sweet potato, and green beans.
Bí này. con gái mình ngồi gọn gàng lên nha, thấy không? Cái banh như thế nè, đó mày gọn lên nè, đó. Cái này bỏ đây cho ba ha.
Dad chopped the vegetables into small pieces while Lily sat nearby, watching every move with fascination.
Đây nữa đi. Dạ. Đây nữa. Đây nữa đi kìa. Bỏ cái ba đi. Đây. Đó.
Lily took a small bite.
Rồi. Để kéo móc này nha. Đó, mình lấy cái hạt ra nhé. Đó nè, thấy không? Đó. Cái hạt này Giang ăn được đấy. Cái ăn hạt đấy đúng không? Cái này bỏ vào đây ha. Cho mình luộc nha. Bỏ đây thứ ba nhé. Đó, nó bỏ đi. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Rồi đó. Đã quá. Sau đây mình làm nữa nha. Mình để trên đậu nha. Nha. Đi bẻ thứ ba này. Bẻ đi. Bẻ đi bác. Ô, giỏi quá. Bẻ cái này tiếp đi. Bẻ nữa đi. Đúng rồi. Bỏ kia đi con. Hay quá ha. Bẻ nữa hả? Đây, bẻ đi. Đúng rồi. Đây này. Cái này dài quá. Đây ha. Bẻ cho ba đi. Kia kìa, kia. Đúng rồi. Bỏ kia đi con. Bẻ đi con, bẻ đi. Giỏi quá. Vào đây đi con, vào đây. Cả lên tí khoai đi nhé. Đi bỏ cái ba đi. Giỏi quá. Đây nữa đi. Giỏi quá. Đó là luôn, đây đi. Thôi chờ vài tí và rửa nha. Xong rồi. Thử nữa không? Thử tiếp không? Vào đây.
She helped him place the veggies into the steamer.
Bỏ đi. Giỏi quá. Mình làm nhiều ăn cho nó ngon ha. Rồi, qua đây ngồi đi.
Inhaling the warm, sweet aroma as it spread through the kitchen. afternoon, later, as the sunlight softened through the window, Dad took Lily to wash her hands and face after a long morning of fun.
Bên tay kia anh nhỏ không?
The cool water made her giggle, tiny hands splashing and scattering droplets like little pearls. Then they returned to the bedroom. Dad tucked Lily into bed, gently pulling the blanket up to her chin. Take a nap, sweetheart. You'll feel better when you wake up. Lily's eyes slowly closed, while Dad sat down at his desk, opened his favorite book, and began to read. The room was calm, filled only with the sound of turning pages and the soft rustle of the curtain in the breeze. But soon, a quiet little sound broke the silence. Grrr! Lily's tummy! She stirred, rubbing her belly.
Dad.
Ủa? Tay con? Ngủ đi.
Maybe lunch hadn't been enough after all.
Bụng hả?
Dad looked over, smiling warmly. You'll have to wait until dinner, my little one.
Tối thì mình ăn rồi đâu nhé. Kia. Buổi tối mình ăn ít không ha. Giờ đau bụng đấy nhé. Nghỉ giờ tí nữa nhé. Mình ha.
He tucked her in again, thinking she'd drift back to sleep.
Rồi ha, ngủ đi ha.
But suddenly, Lily remembered. The fridge still had plenty of cake and milk. Her mischievous eyes gleamed. She grabbed a pillow and blanket, arranging them into the shape of a sleeping monkey. Then tiptoed out of the room. The fridge door creaked open, creak, spilling soft white light over her face. Lily quickly grabbed some cake and took a huge bite.
Yummy.
Delicious! She ate one piece after another, giggling quietly. Dad lifted her gently, carried her back to bed, and tucked her in again. Crumbs scattered all over the floor, but she didn't mind. When her tummy was full, she felt sleepy again. Spotting her favorite beanbag, Lily climbed on, curled up, and soon fell fast asleep.
Ahem.
After a while, Dad noticed something strange. The room was too quiet. He glanced at the bed. The blanket was puffed up, but something felt off. When he lifted it, the bed was empty. Dad chuckled softly.
Ly đâu rồi ta? Tùm lum này.
He went out to the living room. And there it was, crumbs all over the floor, and little Lily curled up on the beanbag, fast asleep, a bit of cake still on her cheek. He smiled and quietly cleaned up the mess. Sitting beside her, he said softly, Lily, next time, remember to throw the wrappers away, okay? Lily half opened her sleepy eyes, nodded, and reached her arms up toward him.
Nè, kiến cắn bây giờ, thấy chưa? Thấy đấy. Đấy. Ăn xong mình bỏ gọn mình rác nhá, thấy chưa? Tôi đi ngủ nào, đi. Nhá. Đấy kia rồi nhá, để rác ha. Đây, đó. Thôi đi ngủ nhá. Ăn xong mình đi ngủ nhá. Thấy không? Đi vào ngủ không? Đi đi. Đây đây con, đi đây. Giỏi quá. Đây. Đây này. Nằm nghỉ nhá, ngủ cái bụng to đình này. Đấy, ăn nhiều tối đau bụng ấy nhá. Thấy không? Ăn nhiều tối đau bụng đấy thấy chưa? Ngủ đi nhá. Bụng to đấy. Nhá.
This time, he lay beside her, wrapping her in his arms. Outside, the sunset glowed softly, and a cool breeze passed through the trees. Inside, father and daughter slept peacefully, their breathing in sync. A perfect, quiet evening. A few days passed, and Dad caught a cold. He had to go to the doctor and rest for a few days.
chú đi lấy giá cho ly ngon miệng nha. Nè, chân bỏ ở dưới nè. Đó, Ly không thích ăn chuối hả? Ly cắm ăn dưa hấu nè. Nè, dưa hấu của Ly nè, Ly cầm ăn đi.
But after a few bites, Lily grew quiet. She looked toward the door, her smile
Ly
fading.
no rồi hả?
No matter how tasty the fruit or smoothie was, something was missing.
Ly không ăn thì
Dad's
uống nước
warm
thôi.
hug, his gentle laugh.
Đi rón ăn uống đi, bố đi lao lắm đó. Uống được không? Hút mạnh lên. Đi ơi, đi uống tiếp đi. Có vẻ đi nhá bố các bạn ạ. Sao vậy? Đi nhá bố hả? Đi uống nữa không? Đi ơi. Cái lúc nãy là đi ăn cũng hơi nhiều rồi các bạn ạ. Thôi để ở đây xíu nữa mình cho Lily ăn tiếp nha. Xíu nữa Ly ăn tiếp hè. Đó, chú để đây, để xíu nữa Ly ăn uống tiếp nha chưa? Nè, chân nháp nè, thấy chưa? Ly ơi, qua đây đi.
Without saying a word, Lily got up and wrapped her tiny arms around her uncle. Her voice trembled softly. I miss Dad. He understood right away.
Để chú lao cho Ly.
Gently patting her head, he said in his calm, comforting voice, "Don't worry, little one. Your dad will be back soon. He just needs a bit of rest. Be a good girl, eat well, and he'll be so happy when he sees you."
Tay nè. Tay da nè.
Lily nodded quietly, her big eyes shining with tears and love.
Tay kia nữa, tay kia đâu? Tay kia nè. Đó, tay nè.
Outside, the afternoon sunlight streamed through the window, lighting up the colorful fruit on the table. Inside their cozy home, even without Dad around, Lily could still feel the warmth of family, soft, gentle, and full of hope. And when Dad came home, she already knew what she'd do first. Make him the most delicious watermelon banana smoothie in the world.